Greenpeace India has completely denied receiving any foreign funds despite being raided by the Enforcement Directorate and having their accounts frozen under that suspicion. In an exclusive interview to NDTV's Maya Sharma, the Executive Director of Greenpeace in India has said the ED came into Greenpeace's offices in Bengaluru without a warrant and that the harassment must stop.
Greenpeace in India is no stranger to pressure from the government. A few years ago, one of their activists was forbidden from leaving the country for a meeting in the United Kingdom. And now, once again, it's a question of their funding. Are they receiving funds from abroad? Well, the Enforcement Directorate seems to think so. Joining us, Executive Director Kshitij Ars of Greenpeace here in India, reports that the Enforcement Directorate came, raided Greenpeace, looked at the papers, looked at the files. What can you share with us on this? What happened?
Well, certain representatives of the ED, they call themselves the officers. I think it was the Assistant Director of ED, he came to Greenpeace on the 5th of October, and there was no warrant.
There was no warrant.
There was no warrant. There was no notice, and they started asking for documents, and they had a file which had Greenpeace written on it. And according to our own protocol, we said, it has to be cooperative. So we said, I mean, any which way these papers are in public. So they asked for certain account-related documents, and we did provide them too.
Concern definitely does appear to be that you are getting foreign funding illegally. That seems to be why the ED actually came to you. This funding is not only domestic, but it's foreign as well.
Well, there's a claim and an accusation, and there's absolutely no truth in it. I've been here only for the past 3 months, but I've looked at all the papers, and there's not a single rupee that comes from foreign sources.
The concern seems to be DDIIPL, the fundraising institution. That does appear to be a concern, that they may be raising funds from abroad, which they are giving to you. You have hired them to raise funds. What is that equation? See,
most NGOs in India raise funds by outsourcing it to fundraising companies. And the fundraising companies, are not very professional as yet, but it is a business that's just taking off. In fact, there's a lot of interest shown by Europeans as well as Americans, because there is money in the middle class in India, and we have to raise funds for issues related to environment, social justice, etc. And so we also have outsourced the task of raising funds to a company called Direct Dialogue Initiatives, and this is based on an agreement which is subject to annual renewal, and the costing is also done by an independent body. The money that we provide to Direct Dialogue Initiative.
So you pay Direct Dialogue's initiative to raise funds for you. You pay them to raise funds for you.
Yeah, this is under a contract. This is a contractual agreement with DDI, and they don't give money to us. They raise funds by marketing Greenpeace to individuals in India. They stand on the streets and raise funds. It's a very difficult task. And they raise funds, and the people who are interested to fund Greenpeace directly transfer their funds to Greenpeace. So there is no wire media at all, absolutely.
Now, you're saying that you pay them. And I think among the concerns is that they're saying that, again, it's all what we have heard, is that DDIIPL has actually been paid, say, about 21 crores, but that the fundraising has not been commensurate with the amount they've been paid.
No, we have not paid them 21 crores. See, it's a company, it's a startup company, and the startup company has raised an FDI. And they have a business plan on their own, and I really cannot talk about it because it's a company I don't know their details.
So they have been funded?
Yeah, they have raised an FDI, and we call, there is an index called the business friendly environment. And so the startup company has raised an FDI on a business model. And
they have got foreign funding to set up their company.
Exactly.
Do you feel that there is pressure from the government?
Well, the climate change scenario is so bad. And the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, paints an extremely bleak picture. And they are saying we forget 10,000 years. The next 10 years would be extremely crucial. And, so we were actually thinking that we should partner with the government across India to mitigate climate change. Unfortunately, we've got this happening. And, Greenpeace will remain fearless because there's absolutely nothing wrong that we've done. And so we will not go with a begging bowl. Our papers are clean. and we've provided all those papers, this harassment has to stop, because we need to work together. And climate change is a larger scenario which requires the attention rather than diverts our efforts into something as frivolous as this.
Thank you so much there. Well, Greenpeace India totally denying receiving any illegal foreign funding and wishing that they were able to concentrate more on fighting climate change. Maya Sharma in Bengaluru for NDTV.